on test, the Mazda CX-5. Okay. Mazda CX-5 was launched in 2012. I drove one of the early examples. 4 years on, we have a slightly refreshed version, and driving it to see if those minor quibbles that I had when it was first launched have been addressed. Now, my main criticism was the lack of storage space, certainly in reference to the door pockets, which then only house a water bottle, have been enlarged quite a lot, and as standard there is now an automatic handbrake which frees space in the centre console and allows you to have not one but two bottle holders. Gasp in amazement. Happily, Mazda have included some silver just to break up the monotony of a dark cabin. I've been moaning about that for years, and happily, it's quite a cheap thing to do really. It's not a fantastic effect, but it does make such a difference. Driving 150 PS 2.2 diesel all-wheel drive version, which will cost you £26,995 UK on the road. I drove the 175 PS version last time, and they both will cost you £130 in the UK to tax per year. Both have the same emissions of 156 grams per kilometre. Historically, Mazda have taken a lot of flack for having poor sound insulation. It might detect some lower panels of this car, the door skins lower down. You can hear the water and gravel hitting the bodywork. Mazda are at pains to point out that they have tried to improve the sound insulation. You can hear some wind resistance around the mirrors, but that's understandable because of the size of them. We've been averaging 39 miles per gallon in this car on a combined cycle. Mazda's official figure is 54.3 miles per gallon. Hopefully if we achieve something over 40 that would be good, but as yet not quite. Equipped with iStart, which is a start-stop ignition, just meant to save you some pennies. Although it doesn't seem to stop for that long before the engine reignites itself. I'll show you that in a moment. I'm really impressed with the gearbox and the Mazda CX-5. It's so slick. And it's not too loose. I drove the Honda HR-V quite recently, and that had the sort of feel of a joystick. It was too slack, and it was too stubby as well. I was quite disappointed. I'm just going to pull over here, show you something. Okay. Also handbrake engaged, neutral. Okay, we've got no stop at the moment for some reason. Temperature to do with that. But here's another thing. Nav. Okay. We're by Lake Vyrnwy, by the way, in North Wales. A llyn, as the Welsh call them. Lake. Now reverse. All the sensor zones. Okay. Now this is really when I want to put the destination in the sat nav. Neutral. Okay. Press nav. Not coming on. Right. First gear. When I'm setting off, then I get the option which is a problem because I'd rather set it when I'm stationary, not faffing about when I'm on the move. So that is a bugbear. Last time, the Sportline version, the high-spec one that I drove, the CX-5, had leather seats, and leather of course is tauter. Stronger material gives a more supportive base. This is fabric, and there is a difference with the seat base. It's just not big enough. Got a big space, big void between the back of my knee and the end of the seat base. And even though I've adjusted it on the height adjuster, it just doesn't cosset me as much as it could do. I suppose those mounds are small relative to the car. The product always has been a good one and certainly offers drivability in the crossover sector, which is a thriving one. In 2015 it increased by 11%. Virtually every manufacturer's got a crossover vehicle or SUV, call it what you may. Mazda of course have launched a CX-3. They've realised that market is one that must be tapped into. And you start thinking, well, where can Mazda go from here? All models now, all niches have been filled. I suspect they will use the now defunct Wankel rotary engine for use in a hybrid to power the battery. Slight annoyances with the fan switches. So I'm going to take my eyes off the road because they're all smooth. There's no distinct feel within the balance. Plus it should be a dial or maybe a bit higher, just something to point out that it is a fan button. It's low down as well. Mazda's official figure for this car is 54.3 miles per gallon. We're achieving a fair bit less than that. Bit of spirited driving around North Wales, but all legal. Honest governor. Twin turbocharger. Really suits such a wide road range. What gear changing? There's no detection from third to fifth. No lag. Such a good unit. Not a true all-wheel drive model, as in taking it off-road with deep ruts. Not advisable, because if you get one wheel in the air and there's no contact between it and the ground, you can damage the drivetrain. I suspect the Subaru XV would be better off-road because it's got a greater ground clearance, it's not